Hello there, welcome to Healing the World Together with me, Victoria Dio, and today I have an incredible guest for you, Nayana Patel. Hello, Nayana.
Hello, Victoria. How are you?
I am wonderful. Now, Nayana, I met in the Institute of Pranic Healing. And when I got to know her, she was actually an instructor. She's taken a step back, but she does some incredible things for the Institute. Like, she's one of the people that leads our meditations in the mornings. So thank you so much for that. It's always a pleasure to have you there. But also, you have a wealth of experience, and I'd really love to find out from you what got you into pranic healing in the first place.
Okay, thank you, Victoria, for having me. It's a pleasure. Feeling a little bit weird, but never mind.
You'll be fine.
Sure, I'll be fine. Yes, well, the journey started many years ago, 9 years. Um, I had some issues, health issues, obviously. Everybody comes to a stage where they're looking for other things, other avenues that can help them in health.
Yeah.
So I had gone through quite a lot of things in my younger life, which I didn't realize that related to what I was going through then in 1996.
Mm.
I had musculoskeletal issues on my right side of the body. I couldn't do even my buttons, so that's how severe it was. And at that time, I had been working for the bank for 27 years, and I had to give up the banking in 99. And then I'm thinking, what can I do to help myself? Because I've been to the medics and everywhere, alternatives and complementaries and all this. Nothing sort of seemed to work.
Mm.
Then I thought, okay, what can I do? Then it came across, I was watching a Facebook clip about super brain yoga. And I'm thinking, what is this? Oh, this is really good for my grandchildren. And then I sort of dived into it to see where it's coming from. That's how I sort of came into pranic healing, because then I realized who it was by and what it does, and looking at it deeper, that they do sort of meditation class. So I said, okay, let me just try baby steps first. So I sort of went to the meditation class, which was absolutely amazing. I think that's what changed it for me. That only that one meditation even helped me to shift something within me. So
Mm.
obviously, I carried on going to the meditation class, and then I said, okay, I want to read first because I want to find out what it is about. So I
Mm.
actually bought a book initially to actually.
Can I just ask, sorry to interrupt. When you attended the meditation though, was there any form of transformation? How did you feel? What did that look like?
So as I said, I because I couldn't do anything with my right hand, basically couldn't do
Mm.
any housework, nothing. So my husband had to help out and stuff. So for me to, and obviously at that time you feel really low because you feel, oh my God, I've been working all my life and now I can't move anything. I can't do cooking, cleaning. People
Yeah.
have to help me even to dress up. So I was feeling really low. And at that time, I didn't realize what depression was because
Right.
I promised myself that I would never go into depression because my sister-in-law committed suicide in
Oh,
depression.
wow.
So I'd already promised myself that I'd never go in depression.
Hmm.
But that I was feeling low,
Yeah.
and like stressed and everything because you
Mm.
couldn't do anything around. You have to sit around watching other people do things for you.
Yeah.
And so when I went to that first meditation, it was like, oh my God, there was something happening inside of
Okay.
me, which felt like it was coming out of my system. I was feeling sort of calmer inside
Hmm.
in just that one session, which is what actually brought me to pranic healing because I'm thinking, oh my God, all this just in 30 minutes, and I'm feeling that there's a shift in my being, as in
Yes.
what I feel, what I felt.
Yes.
So I sort of, when I carried on, and more happened, and I was really, really happy, sort of
Okay.
what was happening to me.
And that's when you bought the book. That's when you
And then
said,
I
"Oh my
bought the
God."
book, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, now I've experienced this. There must be some magical things coming ahead of me. So I actually bought the book, and I actually read the book. And I'm thinking, okay, now I've read the book. Obviously, reading the book makes sense, but obviously, when it's shown to you in practical, that's when you learn. So I
Yes.
think, okay, now I need to book a lesson, so or the class rather. So I booked my first class. But don't forget, but at this time I couldn't hold a pen,
What?
so I couldn't take any notes.
Oh my goodness.
Luckily, I had a couple of people that were with me. They supplied me with the notes. I know we're not supposed to, but they
Mm,
did because I couldn't write.
mm,
So I just learned it from listening at that time. And because I could, obviously, I can just move my arm, so I could do the practicals that were taught, but obviously couldn't do anything else, so couldn't write anything. But at that time, particular time, I was having a wisdom toothache, really terrible wisdom toothache, which actually was taking the pain all the way in my head on the top. So as soon as Les, the teacher, asked, anybody has an ache or pain, my hand went up quickly. And it just blew my mind.
yeah.
After 5 minutes, the pain had gone, and it was there for weeks.
Isn't that amazing?
That is what sort of said, oh my God. And every time something happens, I'm just like, oh my God, it's just blown my mind. I just don't know. It's so mind blowing that all these things that are there and we learned,
Mm,
it really, really works. So then I'm thinking, oh yes, I need to learn this and practice it. So as soon as I learn, I've always been such a person that every time I learn something, I need to practice it straight away so
right.
that I don't forget. So that's what I started doing. But bearing in mind that I couldn't hold a pen, I could just do what I could do, which I carried on doing.
Mm,
Um, After that, I done the advanced because obviously I realized that obviously I had physical pain, which
yeah.
was be able to help with that basic class that I did. There's so much information, but obviously as you read the book again, and it little bit started making sense. And I'm thinking, no, I want to learn more. It's like addiction.
It is like an addiction. I can tell you that. I can vouch for that for sure.
Then,
Yes.
um, and then when I learned the second level, uh, it was just magical,
Mm,
honestly. And then while we're learning level two, Les mentioned something about be a ray of sunshine and live an extraordinary life.
mm,
That really stuck into me because thinking, okay, so if we can carry this torch and teach others and, guide others and, heal others, then perhaps, we can live an extraordinary life, but not just me, but everybody else can as well, because obviously this is something that we can all do.
yes.
So, level two, then comes level three. And I'm thinking, okay, now this was really important to me because up till then, I didn't realize that whatever I had gone through in my childhood, which was abuse
Mm,
by my cousin, when I was about 8, and I had shut myself out.
mm,
And because of that, I suffered quite a lot while I was young. I didn't want to study anything.
mm,
I could do games and art and craft and all this, but learning, academic learning, nothing. So I studied up to like the GCSE here, like
yes.
equivalent. Um, So I was born in Africa. I went to India to study and grow up, and I came to this country in UK when I was 18.
Wow.
So, all this time, when my marriage was proposed or arranged,
Mm.
that's the time I started with some asthma. Now, again, I didn't know at that time
Yes.
what triggered the asthma.
Yes.
I think the subconscious something triggered. Anyway, so after the wedding, I because this event was actually shut down in my mind somehow.
Yes.
And one day I was watching TV, and the same event happened with another girl in this TV movie. And then everything from solar plexus, like stomach, knotted stomach, and the tears coming down my eyes. There was nobody at home because, as I explained, I was on my own, and Prakash was at work and so on. So that's what happened, and I didn't know what to do. And I just kept crying and crying. So anyway, when they got home, they could see my state and they said, "What's happened?" So then I told them, this is the first time ever it's came out of my mouth that this is what happened. So then I realized that after learning level one, level two, and
Mm.
when we came to level three, the psychotherapy, I realized that this was all relating back to the incident that happened all those years ago.
Yes.
That's what, when it triggered, it actually froze the whole side of my body. And I wasn't able to communicate even with my husband.
Mm.
If I wanted to say something, it would come up to here and I
Mhm.
wouldn't be able to express it.
Mhm.
So, communication on all levels. I was bedwetting until I was actually married, and a few years after, until this thing happened, I started healing the psychotherapy. That's when it stopped. And I was so ashamed that it was happening because I didn't know the reason.
Yeah.
People don't realize. People would just say, "Oh my God, she's so old, and how can she be doing bedwetting?" But
Mhm.
this was the reason, the fear,
Yeah.
and it just sort of, obviously, then we had to do whatever we were told. When the teachings are taught, you sort of follow the instructions because
Yes.
that is what I like about pranic healing. It's the step by step process, whether it's basic, whether it's advanced, whether it's psychotherapy, the step by step process that can help you to heal yourself and others, obviously, but to heal yourself. And then this process I carried on myself, and obviously I had help from colleagues and stuff. Whenever I needed help, the colleagues would help. So this process, then I started having some benefits, and at one time my just throat just went, and I'm thinking, oh my God.
When you say went, did it stop? Could you not speak or?
As it was like laryngitis, but
Right.
voice wouldn't come out.
Right. Okay.
I realized what was happening then, that we had been working on stuff and it was surfacing to come out.
Mhm.
And then obviously so many psychotherapy treatments about fear, trauma, and so on,
Yes.
that had healed the part that was about communication and expression, that had released.
Beautiful.
And I was crying like mad
I
because
bet. I bet, sorry, because I mean, it's a fascinating story. And as I say to pretty much anybody who comes on here and talks about pranic healing, which we're gonna tell you what it is, because I realize that we come on here and we talk about pranic healing and we assume everybody knows what pranic healing is, and not everybody does. So we're going to talk to you a bit about pranic healing. But whenever you walk into a room of pranic healers, everybody's glowing and everybody looks amazing, and you go, oh, and you forget that everybody has a story, which is one of the reasons why I really wanted to do this series. Is everybody's got a story, and walking around, nobody would guess that you went through all of that.
yeah. So I had a couple of colleagues that I had initially when I first started. We were close, and then sometimes she would say, "Oh my God, you've been through so much." And you know what? Then I had to think. I actually had to think, what did I go through? Like,
Right.
but then obviously when you go back and reflect on it, you realize that, oh my God, yes, it is a journey and it was all this. You just sort of throw it out the window, or you just brush it under the carpet, as you say, you hide it somewhere, isn't it? You suppress it. And
Mm.
so this obviously came out. And so my first time that I held my pen was the same year, because I did all of the learning in the one year. And actually, when I did that arhatic, that was the first time I picked up my pen.
Yeah.
I could actually write a few
Oh
sentences.
my
So
goodness.
I was a little happy. But obviously the journey carries on. So you do the healing, but then obviously then I became an instructor. So then I was happy, because I'm thinking, oh my God, that experience, I can just tell you. I had a phone call, and all I can do that day, like this top,
Sure.
I could feel myself glowing in gold, and this smile that I couldn't stop when I was asked.
Oh,
Honestly, I just couldn't stop. And I'm thinking, oh my God, really? Can I do it? This, obviously, obviously, we're still
yeah.
working on the self-confidence about what we've been through. So,
Yes.
and yeah, I was very happy.
It's a huge honor to be asked, that's for sure. Um, and it shows so much dedication. I mean, one thing, I look at you and you're gorgeous. And I'd love for you just to tell the audience how old you are. The reason why I say this is because nobody would guess how old you are.
I'm 69, will be 70 next year.
I promise you, she doesn't walk like a 69-year-old. She doesn't dress like a 69-year-old. Like everything about her is so young, thanks to Pranic Healing. Now, let's just give some context. What is Pranic Healing?
So for me, pranic healing is a modality which is very much upcoming now. It's very widely known. And what happens is, with the pranic healing, we work with obviously we have a physical body, we have energy body, and we have energy centers. So these energy centers actually works as transformers in our body. And the prana around us, prana means the life force that we all live on,
Mm.
which is surrounding us, that actually is inhaled and exhaled through these energy centers, feeding our organs behind these centers, and also what we call prana. Well, let's just say prana for now.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so it
Energy. Yeah.
these energy goes in and out of our system without us knowing it, and this is what we live on.
Yes.
But then we have our thoughts, we have our emotions. So we have 20 to 80,000 minimum thoughts a day. So they're not all positive. So, these they're particles of energy. Thought forms are particles of energy that then congest our energy centers. And then we feel something whether on a physical level or on a psychological level. Then there's a pattern that builds up. So obviously, this pattern then can be reduced or helped by pranic healing. So the way that you do it, we cleanse and energize these patterns according to our protocol. And once we do the pattern, then it reverses the pattern that we had. So obviously, it then helps the body. So when we energize the body, the energy takes chemical reaction takes place, and the body starts healing. Body starts healing itself anyway, but obviously we accelerate the healing process. So
Brilliant.
that is pranic healing, right?
Thank
So
you.
the prana helps us to automatically, it helps us anyway. But when it's excessive, or congestion with the thoughts, with the emotions, or anything negative that we have in our system, then it congests these areas. And then obviously it's a continuous process of sort of cleansing and energizing. And through that, we actually help our system to keep it clean and healthy, whether it's
So,
mentally, physically, emotionally,
yeah,
whatever. It works on many, many levels. So
yeah.
uh, it's not about just about physical body. It's about health, relationships, it's finances, it's a lot of other things, just spirituality as well, self-development. I like most, the thing I like most about it is self-development tools that we have, because it's just not, you go through everything in life and you're not taught half of the things that you should know how to look after your own body, in the
Mm.
body.
It's
So,
not put in the same place, is it? It's like the
no,
great thing about pranic healing, Master Choikok Sui, who invented modern pranic healing, talks about, pranic healing going under the premise that the body can heal itself.
yes,
And what he's done is he's invested a lot of his time, he's actually dedicated his whole life
yes,
to creating different strings to life, So he looks after our health, our wealth, our relationships, and he's provided tools to support that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So all these tools are really, really great because,
Yeah.
every time something happens, then you know where to go to get out this and fix yourself.
And fix yourself.
Yeah.
So tell me, you've done wonders on yourself. You mentioned the lovely Prakash, your husband and stuff, who I absolutely adore. And I want to know, how has pranic healing impacted your family? Because a lot of the times when we go into pranic healing, we go in for our own needs. We don't think about anybody else. We're like, this is what I need for me. I'm going to go in for me and get this resolved. And before you know it, you're helping family members, you're bringing patients in. So what impact has it had on your family?
Well, when I first started, it was really odd because when I first started, my husband didn't believe in it. He looked up everything on the computer and he said, "Oh, this is one of these groups that this is this and this is that," and I'm thinking, "No, it's not." You know. So I sort of, and then one day I saw he printed out something from the computer and he put it in my drawer, and I looked at it. I said, "Really? Is he doing this?" I think it's the fear
Yeah.
in that, right? So one day we went for dinner at my mom's, and the whole family was there. So I remember sitting. I was opposite side, and they were all sitting like in a sort of a semicircle. And all of a sudden, I got this question: "Oh, how was your weekend?" So I had gone for a 3-day weekend, and I was asked about how much I paid, this, that, and another, and I'm thinking, what is this? You know. And then one started, then the other started. They were all questioning me. And I'm thinking, hold on a minute, what are they ganging up on me? And literally, it looked like that.
Yeah.
They were sort of thinking, this is a scam.
Mm.
This is this and that. Like everything they like.
It
Anyway,
happens.
so I said, okay. I just explained to them, look, this is something that has helped me.
Mhm.
So I'm investing in myself.
Mm.
So if I invest in myself, then I know that I will be able to help them as well.
Right.
I didn't say that then because I know that there have been health issues in the family and stuff. But I just simply said, I'm sorry, but I'm investing in myself. So I'm earning, but I'm reinvesting that money in myself because this will go with me. This knowledge that I have will help others as well. So this is, and then then my husband, I actually bought him a present as a level 1 class.
Oh. That's how he got into it. Very clever,
So
Nayana.
he says, okay, I'll come. And so he started, but even after doing level one class, he wasn't convinced. This is just a scam. This is this. I said, okay. Then he started treating a couple of his friends. This is distantly,
Love it.
just at level one, right? And then I said, what feedback did you get? He said, I can't feel anything. So I said, don't worry, just carry on the process and just do the protocol, you'll be okay. And he said, did you give feedback? And he said, oh, he felt better about his knee, he felt better about his back. So I said, that is the feedback. So what do you think? Is it working or not? So he said, yes. Anyway, it was 2, 3 years. It took him 2 or 3 years just to sort of accept
Yeah.
that this is something that works and it's
Yeah.
real and
Yeah.
whatever. It's not,
Everybody has their own time as well, right? It's like there's no rush with
no,
pranic healing.
no,
You know, I did all the courses within 1 year.
yeah,
Um, but also I've had huge amounts of lessons to learn
yeah.
along that time as well. So, you know, you may be rushing throughout the classes, but it still takes you a long time to sort of like catch up with life and to open life up so that it starts working for you and what have you. So that's incredible. Have you got a story about a client of yours? Because we've heard about your husband, we've heard about your story and stuff. Have you got a story that you want to tell us as we start to wrap up?
Well, also, I had many, many clients and they've all benefited from it. So, obviously, if you look at the website, there's more, quite a lot of reviews that says what it's done for them.
Hmm.
But one particular one is the fertility treatments that I actually do
Okay.
through Pranic Healing. So, up till now, so 9 years later, I helped uh, 11 ladies to have 11 children through pranic healing.
Wow.
So, and one of one of the persons that now has 3 children, she came to me when she tried everything else, and 8 years she waited, and nothing happened. So she came to pranic healing. She was introduced by a client
Mm.
again in the same area.
Yeah.
So, which I was very grateful that she introduced her, and she came to me for fertility treatment, and we went through the process. Obviously, questions and answers, and what they're doing, have they had tests done, and so on, which they did. They were all normal. So, just went through my process of doing what I need to do with pranic or psychotherapy as well as the physical treatment. And she became pregnant within 2 months. And this amazed me.
Unbelievable.
I thought, and she was shocked. And she or her husband calls me good witch doctor.
I love that. I love that. Good witch doctor.
He's
That's
a good witch doctor.
those are incredible figures, Nayana. Like
Honestly,
that's
when my
amazing.
husband started making a list of how many children were born,
Do you know what I love is that you tell us this story, but Prakash is one of your biggest supporters and stuff.
he,
Like
he is. You know
he's a
what?
sweetheart.
He, as I said in the beginning, I had boulders in my way.
Yeah.
The whole family. Every time I mention panic,
Yeah.
and I then stopped talking about it.
Hmm.
But then they all now are appreciative of what we both do, and the children, grandchildren gets help, the children gets help, my parents and everyone, obviously including our friends and so on. But it's just really, really changed my life completely. I wouldn't be able to talk to somebody like this honestly before panic.
I remember. 2 years ago during Ahatic Yoga 2023, you
Yeah.
alluded to this that you couldn't speak and stuff like that. And we never delved into it because when we're at these events, everything's so busy and you're rushing around and everything else. And I remember just thinking, I can't imagine that. I can't imagine you being in that position because now you're very much vocal in what you do, which is incredible. So, it's just thanks to the teachings, thanks to
To Les,
to
to our
Les, thanks
teacher,
to
and
God,
our teacher, Master Choa Kok Sui, who
Yeah. Yeah, thanks to
precious,
God. Thanks for placing these
precious gift.
incredible teachers.
This is a gift that would never leave us.
100%, 100%. So before I ask this question, I was going to ask, are you promoting anything at the moment?
So I do meditation classes. I run a
Whereabouts?
meditation class in Ilford, in Gordon Road, where I have the clinic, and that's every Wednesday from 7:45 p.m. to 9.
Nine.
So
Okay.
yeah, to 9.
So we'll
So
put the link at the bottom of these of this podcast so that people know where to find you.
okay.
Yeah. And
But obviously, it's the end of the year, so really there's no sort of events planned. But normally, when we do events locally, um, if they're not local to me, I would then pass them on to the other people who are in the region that can go. So just spreading the word of Pranic, because it's just changed my life. It's not just my life; it's many many lives. So a transformation that happens with everyone that
mm,
we've touched, as in
mm,
it's just amazing to hear their stories because it's just changed their life and they've taken courses that they wouldn't have taken in their life, the paths, the journeys. And when you hear these things, it just really sort of you're thankful and your gratitude for all these lessons, all these teachings, and so on,
yeah.
and life itself.
And
It's really fantastic.
I mean, yeah, 100%. I mean, I think of my mum, my brother, family members and stuff like it's just incredible, especially considering that a lot of my family live in Africa. To be
Yes.
able to heal here, even this weekend, I was healing somebody over there whilst I was here, and he was like, "How are you going to do that?" And as we're talking, I was doing the healing. He was like, "Oh my God, I feel better." So immense gratitude. Now, finally,
Uh-huh.
if you were to leave a message for Master Chua, what would be the message be?
Oh God, there's so much I can say. But all I would say is thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the teachings. They are just life changing for everyone. Myself, obviously, but for everyone. And he says, as he says, live an extraordinary life. So that's what we all want to do. Stay in
Beautiful.
peace and yeah,
Yeah.
just be happy,
Yes, be happy. And for Les?
loving, and kind to everyone, because I think that kindness, that loving, people have before I came to Pranic, I was a different person and I could see my traits changing,
Yes.
obviously, but before I can see them, people could
Mhm.
notice those. And they said, "Oh, but you don't panic anymore when you've got 10 people coming for lunch and or dinner or something. Or you're very quiet, as in the calmer, quiet as in calmer."
Mm.
And then I've noticed myself thinking, yes, because it doesn't bother me now that, oh, there's 20 people coming or whatever, I have an event coming up, doesn't really bother me. I know what to do quickly because of what we've learned through pranic healing,
Yeah.
how you can manage your stuff, how you can
Yeah.
organize it. So
100%. 100%. So
it's
what message would you leave for Les?
Les, oh my God, what else can I say for Les? He is such a gem. I tell you, a teacher like that,
Mm.
with love and compassion for students, everybody
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
But to to go, keep going and ask him again and again and again the same question, but he doesn't get fed up. He just answers it again and again until it really drills inside you. And so grateful for the time that he's giving us.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
he's done so much for all his support and guidance
Over
without
and beyond what
and
he needs
beyond.
to do.
Yeah, beyond the
100%.
call of duty, definitely, and
Yeah.
beyond that. And we will. I definitely wouldn't have come out of this if it wasn't for Les, because he's helped me as well. So I'm really, really grateful for all the help and support that he's given us throughout all these 9 years. It'll be 10 next year.
Can't
Oh my,
believe it. Can't
I
believe
can't,
it.
I can't just small. I've got a big year coming up next year. I'm 70. It'll be 10 years in
10
Pranic
years.
Healing.
Yes. Yes.
Your 50th anniversary.
Ooh. Ooh. I think it's time for Prakash to get a second wife now and stuff. It's like
Oh,
Oh, Nayana, thank you so much. This has been
thank
beautiful.
you. Thank
Really
you so much.
appreciate you coming in and talking about this. And I'll put all your details at the bottom so people know where to reach you. But from me to you, Atma Namaste.
Atma Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste. Take care.